Right, so today we're going to have a little video on BFS. So I've got myself a BFS little combo. So if you're not sure what BFS stands for, big fat sausage. That's basically what it stands for. It's a little bait caster outfit, and it's from a company called Tsurinoya, and it's bought from a UK company called Needham Specialist Tackle. So cheers for Jamie for sorting me out on this. So first of all, a little bit of history about bait casters. So if some of my early videos, I might have mentioned him somewhere. I can't find it. I won't be able to find it. But somewhere I've mentioned where using bait casters is great for big lures, big pike lures, but for small lures it's really fiddly, and I never really recommended it. Roll forward, big low boom, loads of people buying tackle, and we now get a lot of stuff like this, like the Japanese stuff. Which is a lot better than our old stuff that we used to get. So the old reels, old rods weren't really that good for this kind of stuff. So in theory, if I'm right, this kind of stuff nowadays is a lot better. So this is actually, I think it's like 1 to 5. 1 second. Yeah, 1 to 5 gram. So I would have said use a fixed spool rod all my low fishing life. But today I bought a 1 to 5 gram bait casting rod. So it's the ELF trout rod from Tsurinoya, and I think the reel's called Dark Wolf. It's like a 50 size DF50 reel. It's actually, so what you can get from the Needham Specialist Tackle, about 150 quid, and you buy a rod, reel, you get some line. Now the line is fluorocarbon. Apparently fluorocarbon is easier for beginners, and it's £5 fluorocarbon, so it's really light. I've got a £6 wire trace on it. Hopefully I won't catch a pike, but just in case. Apparently once you've got used to fishing with this reel and casting, switching to something like £6 braid, it'll help you cast it, it'll let you cast a lot further. But to start with, use fluorocarbon. So there's not actually a lot of line on this reel, 35 metres, which is plenty when you think about it. But compared to when you spool up another reel, you might have a 1,000 yards, sorry, 100 yards. Only 35 in here, so it's quite light. That's apparently to keep the spool light, which helps you casting. So what we're going to do is have a look at, I've not done anything with this, by the way. This is brand new out of box, I've never used it. Set it up, and you're going to see my first attempt at using it. So let's see if it's any better. I'm not a beginner to bait casters, as you know, but I'm a beginner to fishing with this kind of light stuff. So it's all about the brakes and setting it up, and that's what we'll have a look at. Quickly before I go on to having a look at the rod. So most of these lures in this is what you can get with a pack. Some little softies, ignore those. But most of this stuff, some of the jig heads are mine, some of the hooks are mine. But the stuff for lures there, you get in the combo pack, and a couple of little jerk baits there, some spoons. So right, so this is ready for first cast. So a little check of everything first. So this one, as you probably most know, is your actual drag. So I'll check that first. I've only got £5 line, so I don't want it to be set strong. I'll adjust that later, but that's fine. That's not going to snap. That's the main thing. Yep, cool. And then what you need to do is tighten this knob pretty much all the way. And what we're going to do is set everything quite solid. So on the side here as well, we've got some dials. So we're going to put it up to 5. In fact, is it going higher? 5 is highest. So what we're going to do now is try and cast with this. We're casting with this. It's not a normal cast. You don't pull it over your head and just cast like you would any other thing. You do these fancy flicks and stuff. So it's kind of like this. So let's have a play. So I've cast about 6 foot there, so we need to ease off these brakes, so I'm going to knock it down to 3 and then just do one change at a time. So cast a bit further. So that changed a little bit, so what we'll do is we'll adjust this one now. And it's all about, so that's a bit further. So it's all about setting these brakes So don't be in a rush straight away with this kind of stuff. It's really more crucial than it is. So on the heavy bait casters, on my pike gear, I don't use the brakes. You should, if you're new to it, you should. But on this light stuff, you need to make use of it. So basically, your thumb's not going to be quick enough to adjust anything to stop the brake, so you've got to use these brakes. So have a mess about with these. I've got it in position 3. I actually told to put it in position 3, but we'll see what I feel comfortable with. Now with a fixed spool, I know I could reach the other side. I'm not sure if I'll be able to with this setup. A little bit of overrun, so we'll just take that off. And this is quite a big canal, to be honest, so it won't be easy to cast to the other side. But I've come here because there's more room. But obviously this setup is going to be more for fishing small rivers and that kind of stuff, so just turn my brake down a little bit, put it on 2, see what happens. So I've got a 4 gram Chibruska with a hook and my lure, so it's roughly 5 grams, so it's probably max I'll be able to, what this rod says it should cast. So I've actually had a overrun there, so I knocked it down to 2. I don't know if you can see that. My line's overrun. So if I put that back to 3, or I might go nearly to 3. And you can see there the difference by how your brakes set are right or wrong. And basically, it works. Just need to catch a fish now. Come on, fish. So we're 20 minutes in, and time for a little recap of what I've found so far. So, not found any fish, that's the first thing I've not found. My first impressions of BFS. Definitely doable. You just, like, it might be me, but I don't think. Might be me, but I don't think you can reach other side of this canal with a BFS setup. Or should I say fluorocarbon setup. But apparently if you put £6 braid on, you can cast further than if you've got £5 fluoro. So that's what I'll look at next. But I'm reliably told that the fluorocarbon is easier. For beginners, it's easier to untangle your mess. So that's why I've stuck with it, despite me a couple of little tangles that I've had. I do prefer fishing with a casting rod, bait caster rod. So if I can get the knack of it, there's quite a lot of people using them these days now. A little bit of a cult following in UK. Some lads really enjoy it. I suppose when you catch a fish on this it'd be fun. Just at the moment I ain't caught a fish. But that's canal fishing for you. But you have to master these casting techniques keep tweaking my reel till I find what's perfect. And I'm sure when I catch a fish or two it'll be enjoyable. Much more enjoyable on this light outfit, catching small perch, than it would be on a standard perch setup. But I know with my 1 to 8 gram fixed spool combo that I've got, even though it's should be a 6-foot rod and it's now a 5-foot rod because I broke it twice, I will be able to reach the other side of this canal. If I can get a little bit more distance on this with braid, which I'm apparently told I will be able to do, it's not a bad casting distance at all. My accuracy is not perfect yet, but that's going to come with time, you would think. But my idea of this is to practice it, get better in time, and then maybe next year's perch fishing, maybe even chub fishing, might be a bit more fun than just hauling them in on slightly heavier tackle. There's got to be a little perch somewhere here. Fish. Yes. Bike. Oh, look at that. What happened up there? I know. Coming alive now. Yeah. Coolio.